Hello students, welcome to today's session. Today we are going to learn about an important topic, that is light and the phenomenon shown by light, refraction. In your textbook you will find the refraction at plane surface taking place through glass slab and glass prism, that is chapter number 4, and refraction taking place at curved surfaces through lens, convex and concave, that is chapter number 5. Okay, so a branch of physics which deals with light, we call it as optics. So we are studying the basics of optics, so very important for the higher classes, mainly ray optics, because we consider here light travels in the form of rays of light. So before we go into refraction, let's have a fast round recap about the basics of light. All right, so light is a form of energy. Light is a visible form of energy. And have you ever observed a beam of sunlight shining through a small gap or hole into a dark room? In a cinema hall, you may have noticed how the light from the projector falls on the screen. In both cases, light seems to be traveling in a straight line. So light travels in a straight line. So we call it as rectilinear propagation of light. So the propagation of light or traveling of light in a straight line, we call it as rectilinear propagation of light. So remember that we are learning about ray optics. So light travels in the form of rays of light, and this is the ray of light. What is a ray of light? We can see here a ray of light is nothing but it's a path along which light travels. So the direction of a very narrow path of light is shown by a ray of light. Then what is a parallel beam of light? What is a beam of light? A collection of rays of light, we call it as a beam of light, a parallel beam of light, because the rays are traveling parallel to each other. You can see that equidistant parallel straight line, that we call it as a beam of light. All right, okay. Then what is a convergent beam of light? So convergent, here the rays are meeting or converging at a point from different direction. You can see the rays are meeting at a particular point. This we call it as convergent beam of light. Then divergent beam of light, from the point light is diverging in all direction, that we call it as divergent beam of light. Okay, so light travels in a straight line, and you know that light has the maximum speed of 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second in vacuum. So light has the maximum speed of 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second, an important physical quantity, please remember it, in vacuum, or it travels with the different speeds in different media. So it travels faster in vacuum or in air than any other medium, optical medium. What is an optical medium? Optical medium is a medium through which light can pass. Okay, so we have a transparent optical medium, opaque optical medium, which you have studied about optical medium in lower classes. Okay, so glass, water are the transparent medium of light through which light can travel. Remember that this refraction will take place only through transparent optical medium like glass, water, glycerin, etc. Okay, yes. Now let's study about refraction. What is refraction? How does refraction take place? What is the basic cause of refraction? Let us study in detail. Refraction at plane surfaces. You know, the speed of light is 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. This is the maximum speed of light in vacuum or in empty space or in air. So through the air, the speed of light remains constant. So the light travels through the air in a straight line. When it suddenly enters into any other medium, such as glass, what happens? The speed of light slows down. The speed of light slows down. Okay, the speed of light changes. You know, when you are driving on a smooth macadamized expressway, you get maximum speed and your drive is very smooth. Imagine suddenly a bumpy or an unmacadamized road comes in front of you. What will happen? Your speed decreases, right? Even some of you may lose balance and your direction also may change. The same thing happens here in case of light. So when light travels through the air or vacuum very smoothly without any obstruction, suddenly any other optical medium such as glass, water, or any other transparent optical medium comes, it slows down. There is a change in speed of light. Okay. So while passing from one medium to another, if light slows down, the second medium is said to be optically denser than the first medium. So I can say that glass is optically denser than the first medium, that is air. So air is considered to be a rarer medium, optically rarer medium, and glass is considered to be an optically denser medium. Alright? Okay. If the light slows down, it is an optically denser medium. If the light speeds up, it is considered to be an optically rarer medium. Alright? So this optical density has no relation with the density of the medium. Remember the fact. Because kerosene is less dense than water, as it floats on water, you might have seen. But it is optically denser than water. Kerosene is optically denser than water. Optical density of a medium depends on the speed of light in that particular medium, while the density of a medium depends on intermolecular separations. Please keep in mind, the optical density has nothing to do with density of the medium. So air is considered to be optically rarer. So any other medium, if you compare any other mediums like water, glass, glycerin, oil, alcohol, any other transparent medium whose optical density is much more than that of air, we call it as optically denser medium. Okay, so when a ray of light traveling from one medium to another medium, what happens? Its speed changes. And as a result of change in speed, or better we can say that it slows down. When a ray of light traveling from rarer medium to denser medium, it slows down. The speed decreases. Due to the decrease in speed, it changes its direction. Alright, it changes its direction. So the change in direction of path of light when it passes from one transparent medium to another medium, we call it as refraction. So refraction is simple, the deviation of light rays from its original path. See, you can see here, the light ray, this is the original path. The light ray has deviated. Okay, it has deviated from its original path. It has bent. Slight deviation is there because of change in speed of the light. Okay, and this deviation of light ray from its original path, we call it as refraction. So refraction is basically a surface phenomenon. It is taking place at the surface of separation between two media, air and glass. All right. Okay, that's the definition of refraction. The change in direction of path of light when it passes from one transparent medium to another transparent medium, we call it as refraction. So what is refraction? The definition of refraction, and what is the basic cause of refraction? What is the cause of refraction? The basic cause of refraction is change in speed of light. Okay, when light travels from optically rarer medium to denser medium, the speed decreases. Due to decrease in speed or decrease in velocity of the light, the phenomenon of refraction taking place. All right. So the change in speed of light is the basic cause of refraction of light. Please remember this fact. The question is asked, what is refraction, and write the basic cause of refraction. All right. Okay. Now let us study some more points about refraction. How the refraction is taking place. How can we represent refraction using rays of light. All right. Now let us study how the refraction is taking place when a light travels from rarer to denser medium. For that, let us consider a ray of light. It is traveling through the air and incidenting on a denser medium, that is on glass. So when a ray of light travels from rarer to a denser medium, what happened? Its speed slows down. So this is the point of incidence. So I can draw a normal to the point of incidence, and the angle between incident ray, PQ is the incident ray and Q is the point of incidence. The angle between incident ray and the normal, I call it as angle of incidence. Angle of incidence. Angle of incidence. You might have studied in lower classes. Okay. So when a ray of light is about to enter from rarer to denser medium, it slows down, its speed decreases, and as a result what happens? It slightly bent towards the normal. Slightly it is bending towards the normal, and this angle I call it as angle of refraction. Angle R I call it as angle of refraction. Alright, these are the basic things, please understand it. So PQR, QR is the refracted ray, PQ is the incident ray, and angle I, the angle between incident ray and the normal, we call it as angle of incidence, and the angle between the normal and the refracted ray, we call it as angle of refraction. We can see that angle of refraction will be slightly less than angle of incidence. Okay, because light slows down, it bends towards the normal. You can see that it is bending towards the normal because the speed of light slows down when it enters from rarer medium to denser medium. Please remember this point, very important point. Okay, now let us see how the refraction is taking place when a ray of light traveling from denser to rarer medium. Denser to rarer medium. Let us see. Refraction taking place from denser to rarer medium. Okay, here a ray of light will be traveling from denser medium, for example from glass. Okay, so through the particular medium light has a constant speed, so through glass it is traveling through glass, and suddenly it is ready to emerge out to another medium, that is optically rarer medium, that is air. So let us draw a normal to the point of incidence. Okay, this is the angle of incidence here. So ray of light PQ is traveling from, remember it is traveling from denser medium to rarer medium. Show the arrow mark which shows the direction of light, ray of light. So when it travels from denser medium to rarer medium, it speeds up again. When the light speeds up again, it will bend away from the normal. See, it is bending away from the normal. So this is called angle of refraction. Angle of refraction. So remember that when a ray of light traveling from denser medium to rarer medium, it again speeds up, and as a result of speeding up, it is bending away from the normal. Okay, so please remember all these key points. This is how the refraction from denser to rarer medium is taking place. Okay, yeah. Now let us see how the refraction at a normal incidence. Refraction at a normal incidence. This is the refraction at oblique incidence. This is called known as oblique incidence, making certain angle. Light ray is incidenting obliquely. Okay, so refraction at normal incidence. Refraction at normal incidence. This is a glass surface, glass and air, surface of separation between glass and air, and for normal incidence means light ray is incidenting normally. Okay, 90 degree. All right. Okay, this is called a normal incidence. In normal incidence, there is no refraction. What is the angle of incidence here? Angle of incidence is not equal to 90 degree. Angle of incidence and angle of refraction is equal to 0. This we call it as normal incidence. Okay, there is no angle between incident ray and the normal. It is 0. So angle of incidence and angle of refraction is equal to 0 degree. Okay, it's not 90 degree. Please note that. Students usually get confused with these facts. Okay, so for normal incidence, the light ray, there is no change in the direction of light rays. Of course, there is change in speed, but light ray is not undergoing any refraction. It is not getting refracted. So in case of normal incidence, light ray passes undeviated. All right, please remember this point also. Next is an important topic, that is laws of refraction of light. The refraction of light obeys certain two laws of refraction, which were given by a Dutch scientist called Wilbrod Snell. This is also known as Snell's law of refraction. We know that a ray of light traveling from rarer to denser medium, it bends towards the normal. When a ray of light traveling from denser medium to rarer medium, it bends away from the normal. So in this case, the incident ray, this is the incident ray PQ, the PQ and QR. QR is the refracted ray, and the normal N dash is the normal, and the point of incidence all lie in this plane of this board. So we can say that the incident ray, the refracted ray, the normal and the point of incidence all lie in the same plane, in the same plane of this whiteboard. That is the first laws of refraction. And the second law of refraction, so here it has been experimentally found out by Wilbrod-Snell, that is sin I by sin R, sine of angle of incidence to the sine of angle of refraction is a constant, That constant is known as the refractive index mu, refractive index of the second medium. What is the second medium? Glass with respect to air. Okay, refractive index of glass. How do you read it as? Refractive index of the second medium with respect to the first medium. We call it as refractive index of the glass. So sin I by sin R is a constant quantity that I call it as refractive index of the second medium, refractive index of the second medium with respect to the first medium. Alright. So sin I by sin R, sine of angle, the ratio between sine of angle of incidence in the first medium, we can see that the angle of incidence in the first medium to the sine of angle of refraction in the second medium. Alright. In that case, I can say that it is a constant which is known as refractive index. So refractive index of the second medium with respect to the first medium. Here, refractive index of the glass with respect to air. This is known as Snell's law of refraction. So very important laws of refraction. Please learn the two statements of laws of refraction and you must learn this expression. Alright? Okay. Clear? Now let's check what is the effect on speed, wavelength and frequency due to refraction of the light. Alright. So you know, when a ray of light gets refracted from a rarer to a denser medium, the speed of light decreases. While it is refracted from denser to rarer medium, what happens? The speed of light increases. And you know the relation between the speed, wavelength and frequency of light is given by V is equal to F lambda. This is the relation between speed of light, frequency F and the wavelength lambda. Remember this expression. V is equal to F lambda. Then what about the frequency? Frequency, as you know, it's a characteristic property of the source. So it's the property of the source. So frequency does not change on refraction. So remember that frequency F remains unaffected. It never changes because frequency is the characteristic property of the source from where the light is originating. So during refraction, frequency remains unaffected. So name a factor which remains unaffected during refraction. It is frequency. Keep it in mind. Frequency remains unaffected. So the frequency is a constant. So frequency is a constant. I can write, since frequency is constant, it remains unaffected. Velocity directly proportional to wavelength. Okay, the speed of the light directly proportional to wavelength. The more the wavelength, more will be the velocity. Alright, the more the velocity, more will be the wavelength. Or lesser the velocity, lesser will be the wavelength. So this is the relation. So when light passes from rarer to denser medium, what happens? The speed decreases. So it's what happens to the wavelength? Wavelength also decreases. So remember that when a ray of light passes from rarer to denser medium, what happens? Its wavelength decreases. Wavelength decreases due to the slowdown of the ray of light. Alright. When light passes from denser to rarer medium, what happens? The speed of light increases. When the speed of light increases, wavelength also increases. Okay. So remember that when a ray of light passes from rarer to denser medium, the wavelength decreases. When the wavelength decreases, speed also decreases. But its frequency remains unaffected. When light passes from denser medium to rarer medium, the speed of light increases and hence wavelength also increases. So please remember this relation. Based on this concept, key point, questions are being asked in the examinations. Okay, thank you very much.